Hey guys, what is up? It's Dusty here, and welcome back to another crypto video. If you are enjoying the daily crypto content, make sure you press the like button to help out with the YouTube algorithm. If you haven't subscribed yet, right now is your time. You can always unsubscribe if you don't enjoy the content anymore, and it's completely free. Having said that, let's discuss what's going on today. Standard Chartered to launch a UK-based cryptocurrency exchange. On a different website, Standard Chartered, the Ripple partner, is building a digital asset brokerage and exchange. Guys, I've been telling you for a very long while that there's a kind of a snowball effect that'll get bigger and heavier and more annoying or good, depending on how you look at it, as time goes on. And that's specifically for Ripple, the exact situation. Ripple has quite a lot of partners, but as time moves on, those partners will be partnering up with others, which will be partnering up with others, and if one of those earlier partners utilize the technology deeply in most of what they do, or the most important things that they do, then the bridges will build themselves, and in the end, it's going to be a lot easier for Ripple to encompass most of the financial institution realm if they just have connections and mutual partnerships everywhere left and right. And I think that's really happening because Ripple started so many freaking years ago that they have a really big advantage over most other companies trying to get in the space right now. Another part, of course, is that they have the official connections with the BIS and the ECB, every single freaking bank out there already, and that they're officially recognized as a proper company. Of course, having Rose Rios, the 43rd treasurer, on the board as well. But that's all aside, right? Just another little partnership here, and Ripple expanding. Ripple partner making moves. Standard Chartered is joining forces with BC Technology Group to build a digital asset brokerage and exchange platform for institutional and corporate clients in the UK and Europe. It's just a matter of time before it's going to be everywhere, in my opinion. Having said that, my question of today. Okay, let's actually ask, if I were to give you $1,000 worth of crypto right now, would you sell it or would you keep it? If it was $1,000, what would you do with that money? Would you just cash out the crypto and buy something fun with that because it's free money? Or would you hold it for dear life because you're a crypto hodler? Let me know in the comments section down below. Just say, keep it, sell it. Just make it easy. Then, something I didn't actually want to get into, let's actually start off by something else. First of all, I was, previous video, talking about Elon Musk, and basically what we discussed was how Elon Musk most likely is causing quite a big crash. We should make one thing very clear. We are not certain if Elon Musk is the crash starter. We do, however, know that he adds to the crash. So whenever Elon Musk tweets something out, which is negative, most likely if the price is already going down a little bit, he is putting some extra emphasis on that, right? It does not mean that the correction only happens because he says things. It could literally be that the correction was already about to happen, and him tweeting out is just making that effect stronger, making it look like he has so much power, which could be the joke that he's trying to pull. It could also be that he has an entire team analyzing everything because, well, I mean, if you're a centi-billionaire with a multi-billion-dollar companies as well, you probably have some people at your disposal which you can put onto the task of analyzing when, for example, Bitcoin sentiment or when Bitcoin is looking the most negative, and him then adding to it might help, if he adds another negative tweet. Because think about it, guys. If Elon Musk / Tesla is busy with, for example, mining or making energy more renewable in some way, shape, or form, it might really help if he's bashing Bitcoin for its energy consumption because he has a really big and easy connection to the normal people. And with normal people, I mean people who are not that deep into crypto, who don't exactly know how everything works. And he, of course, might be praising Doge because if he's the meme god, then he might get so much attention from it that he can then turn all those memes onto Bitcoin, make a big joke out of it, but still make the problem apparent, and then get a lot more, just basically people happy with this energy product. Think about it from this perspective as well. It might be that Elon's just gonna meme about a new energy solution that they have. Like, for example, lol, I just made a new Doge miner, haha, lol, on Twitter. And all of a sudden, people just buy for the jokes, right? But he wasn't joking at all. It's a really big freaking business plan. And all of a sudden, that's the new big thing. It could literally be so. All right, this article here is also a little bit of a negative one. I was debating on whether or not to cover it, but you guys know, Dusty don't play around. If there's anything you need to know, I will tell you, however good or bad it may seem. I will always try to tell you just how the market is going so you can prepare for anything. Thomas DeVries said, Binance is in deep trouble with their margin lending platform and interest-bearing savings account. Investors' funds are seriously at risk of being devalued. The best that can happen, interest rates get reduced. The worst, investors lose a percentage of their invested funds because Binance recently announced that which has gone unnoticed by the community, there's a little link for it. In short, Binance is admitting that the insurance fund that has been bled dry by liquidations, and they are now putting up their own profits into the fund to try and replenish. When somebody gets liquidated, the insurance fund pays out investors, the people who are staking/liquid swapping. With Bitcoin's recent crash, billions were liquidated, and this probably caused the insurance fund to bled dry. There's a minimal reserve now. Binance has also reduced the interest rates on flexible savings from, their USDT pairs basically, from 2.5 to 2%, from 6.5 to 2%. They have done this to try and reduce expenditure. While they try and replenish the insurance fund, this is the first major warning sign of immediate danger to investors. Not completely true though. I mean, this reduction could also be because they have now gotten people hooked and they can actually reduce it to make more money. By paying less to investors, they're trying to avoid a catastrophe, hoping that enough time goes by without any major liquidation events while they replenish the insurance fund. It's the first warning sign of trouble. Happened in 2008 with the traditional banks too. Their liquid stake rewards change also went unnoticed. They are now paying rewards to stakers in BNB rather than USD. This is because they hold BNB reserves and can't afford to pay out in USD while the margin/interest platform is in dire circumstances. The problem here is, if there is no reserves in the insurance fund and another catastrophe liquidation event happens, like Bitcoin's dropped to 30K, then who pays back the investors? The insurance fund is already dry. Is Binance going to pay back investors themselves? If $5 billion gets liquidated next week because Bitcoin's dropped to 24,000, can we really trust Binance to compensate investors $5 billion of their own money? Probably not. The most likely outcome would be that Binance would compensate investors in BNB. The problem with that is, if everybody gets their capital compensated in BNB, then BNB is going to drop 50% in 24 hours as everybody rushes to sell it. This is the first warning sign of an unsustainable high-interest lending platform collapsing. Be careful with your funds, especially money which can't afford to lose. Binance has openly admitted the insurance fund is dry. So I would like to say this is extreme amounts of FUD where it's not necessarily necessary, right? Because the guy here is tweeting out something which sounds really logical to most people. However, here is one little thing that Alex put up here, which you should pay some close attention to. First of all, they published the size of the insurance fund. It's not dry. 2, rates are down following the market because people don't want to borrow too long as much after these nukes. Nothing to do with expenditures. Well, a little bit, but not too much. Paying in BNB is a form of propping up BNB and is motivated by profit, not weakness. And during liquidations, the amount owed is far less than the amount liquidated. Under normal conditions, the insurance fund actually grows, let's say 2% of the notional liquidations. Only thing I would like to say there is, whenever liquidations happen, usually the fund actually makes more money. 14. Under extremely bad conditions, the insurance fund can shrink by 2% of the notional. This will be $100 million on a $5 billion liquidation. These numbers are not airtight here, but are directionally accurate. The point is Binance would survive even if they had to pay. And then liquidations follow a defined process. In an ultra-catastrophic event, the clawback clause can be invoked after an insurance fund is bled anyways, which is also true. If you really think Binance is going all the way down to the ground, I'm personally going to say I don't think so. I don't think so at all. If you think, however, that there might be some bigger problems happening at one point or another, I think you're going to be right. Because one thing we haven't really seen is any big catastrophe in the lending space like that. We have seen a lot of scams, but not a problem of not being able to pay back or just a borrow lending type of problem. We haven't seen that just quite yet. I'm still waiting, though, to see if at one point or another one exchange is going to have some trouble. Then again, obviously, you should also consider if people get liquidated, other people, those guys lose their money. Other people make money, but other people lose their money, which in the end, it's kind of a cycle where it's like it might fluctuate, but it never actually costs them that much. And even if they have to pay, in the end, they can. It's not a big deal. I don't think Binance is that much out of money as you think. I think we should more so be focused on regulations, as those might really hurt them. It ain't a big deal. I'm not too worried about it. However, I do consider the fact that you should not give too much of your money on exchanges anyway, purely because of what if, right? What if something were to happen? What if something else were to happen that we didn't think of? Make sure you always grab yourself a Ledger Nano SX, whatever, and put as much money as you can on those things because they're your own bank. By the way, guys, I just got the email as well about a couple of hours ago that the people who used my link for Bybit, there's been 5 people now picked who have won themselves a Ledger Nano X. I can see the account numbers in front of me right now and the emails. So it says here, hey, all the 25 XRP campaign bonuses will be sent this week. The following are the winners of Ledger Nano and receive an email from Bybit. And then there's 5 account numbers with 5 emails. So if you got an email, it is legit. If you got an email from Bybit, that is about your Ledger Nano X, because of course that was the campaign. And I'm not going to put these emails out there, obviously. That would be pretty dumb for me. But I'm not exactly sure how I can tell you guys. I might be able to tell the account numbers, though. I'll ask him if the account numbers are private and if people can do anything with that. If he says no, they're fine to share, I will quickly do that. And then, you know, if you want. Nah, I guess you should have already gotten an email, though. So you probably know if you've won. 5 people got it. It went officially through Bybit, though. Then, by the way, guys, if you haven't done that yet, make sure you make an account on Bybit down below. There's some big bonuses. Go check it out. NetCitizen0 posted, so this message is stay away from that illegal XRP. Buy this totally legit Doge instead. Clearly complicit in trying to wreck noobs and assist with making a mockery of the entire space. How did a company like this get so big? It does not smell right. That's a little reply here. Went up to $300,000 in Doge now on Coinbase. It's the dumbest thing ever. Starting today, you can trade, send, receive Doge on Coinbase. To celebrate, we're giving away $1.2 million in Doge. Opt in and then buy or sell $100 in Doge by the 10th of June for a chance to win some money. And I think it's really, really making a mockery of things because they're listing Doge purely because they know it's going to make them a lot of money and there's a lot of demand for it, not because it's actually a good crypto in that sense. I mean, I don't actually understand why Coinbase is so slow with the integrations anyway. There's such a huge exchange. They have so much potential and they have so much exposure. Why go for the memes then? Of course, because it makes them money, right? Okay, but why not for a solid project? Because people would just want to be able to trade and buy. Why? And why make this such a big ordeal? Why? And why not work on crypto regulations then? I mean, why? These choices are just interesting to me, but they're making a mockery out of the whole field, I must admit. And then a little talk here about James Phelan was basically about Ripple and the SEC filing a joint motion to extend time until June 9th to meet and confer regarding documents, redactions, and sealings of certain exhibits, hoping to avoid burdening the court with unnecessary disputes. XP Power said a settlement between SEC and Ripple could arrive before June 9th. Why? Well, because here it says the parties will continue to meet and confer because the parties want to resolve as many areas of disagreement as possible without interfering in the court. The thing is here, guys, there's been many of these delays or extensions of time, mostly done because, well, if you can't arrange stuff without the court's interference, that's perfect, right? You only have to go to the court anyway if you can't find something out, if you can't figure something out. Since they're in the discovery phase, the court is not necessarily needed. They just need them to get permission for some things. In this specific case here, all they're trying to do is get information from other parties. And if they agree with that, they don't need the court. So from that perspective, it's not really a strange thing, nor does this necessarily point towards the settlement. If you want to talk about settlement, you can only say, well, because they're discussing things right now every single day and they don't need the court. It might be that they're coming to terms on that, right? It might be that they're selling it in private right now or just coming towards some agreements. Then again, they've been doing this for months, though, the meeting and conferring. It's not something completely new. Then one thing, Cardano's creator Charles Hoskinson mends fences with Ethereum's Vitalik Buterin. Just a quick little mention that I think was pretty interesting, pretty damn interesting, that Vitalik said that Cardano has a couple of good ideas, which was pretty nice to hear. And last but not least, Filecoin ignores Elon Musk's Bitcoin FUD as File price rockets by 17%. Filecoin, Theta, a lot of those projects out there actually have no negative side when I guess the market does bad. I mean, those coins are so inversely correlated that they often do well when the traditional markets do bad because, well, Theta is a complete platformer for the video stuff, and Filecoin is a file storage. I mean, it's, yeah. Even if you don't like Bitcoin, those coins will still remain the same and still remain good, right? So I think that's pretty funny to see. All right. But that was it for today's video, guys. Hopefully you all enjoyed it. If you did, make sure you press the like button and subscribe. And I will definitely see you guys again in another crypto video later today.